Okay, it's the Ask Andy show. I've been traveling non-stop for 16 plus years. I've never stayed in the same apartment, room, hotel for longer than 3 months in 16 plus years. And I'm never in America. I only live in America. I'm only in America maybe 20 to 30 days a year, if that much. So I'm always outside. I got interviewed the other day and somebody asked me that question. Andres Hidalgo from Colombia, Cenicelo, Colombia, asked me a question. He wrote for me when he was in, he was one of my writers. I helped him go to Cuba, and I let him write the whole time he was in Cuba, and I basically went and took a vacation. Okay, he wants to ask, don't you have a moral problem helping these people to live off the grid? Okay, I got a bunch of people that keep asking me questions about. The bottom line is they're probably cheating on their taxes. They're probably piling away money someplace where they're not supposed to have it, or they actually just broke a law and they need to escape the United States. There's people that do things. I would guesstimate that probably 25% of the expats that live abroad have some loose change out there. There's some threads out there where they basically owe child support, they got an ex-wife, they just basically escaped the United States to do what we call a geographical cure. Basically, they wanted to move to another place where all the problems would disappear. And you can always find them. They're really easy to find because when you ask them their name, they're like, why do you want to know? I was like, I just want to know your name so I can know what to call you. And they're very easy to spot abroad. But a lot of my readers ask questions about how to, some of them I know are specifically wanting to escape the FBI, CIA, I don't know who they want to escape, but they're wanting to make sure that they move abroad. They're thinking about moving abroad, and they broke some laws, whether it's the Internal Revenue Service or they actually have many drunk drivers. I'm a recovering alcoholic. Haven't drank for 27 years, but many alcoholics go abroad because after they get to the point where they're never going to be able to drive again in the United States, the only choice they have is to go abroad, and it's called a geographical cure. And the problem is they take themselves with them, so they basically take the same problem with them. They really, very few of them, but. Andres asked a good question. Don't I help? Say somebody broke the law in America, and it's according to the seriousness of the law for me. But say somebody broke a law and they're wanted by the police, and they basically have $2 million that they want to hide from the U.S. government, and they want to do it abroad. Why don't I have a moral problem helping these people? And I thought about it, and I really don't have a moral problem because, but if you hear me, I'm always proponent of do the right thing, do the right thing. And I basically refuse to do anything wrong or lie or cheat or steal because I don't want to think about it. I just don't want the bandwidth in my head. Okay, I don't want the mulling it over, the musing, the thinking of all these things because I live a simple life, and I don't like to dwell on I don't want to prioritize when I talk to somebody about what I can talk about. I can talk about anything. I don't hide anything. I can tell you that I got a drunk driving. I got 4 drunk drivings. Spent a year on house arrest and lost my driver's license for 10. I was riding around on a moped for 5 years. Okay, I can tell you all this stuff because I just don't care. I'm not going to have secrets. Okay, but these people want to break the law and they want to know how to live off the grid. Now, Andres asked a very important question. Why don't? But I sit there and I mulled it over for a long time, and the reason is because I know the reason is because what they think they're doing is they're going to a place where it's going to be easy to break the law, or they're basically going to live anonymous. And these people are going to, when a criminal goes abroad, he suddenly can't get too drunk. He can't break the laws. He can't do any thing that would bring him to the attention of the local country. So in a way, this is like a prison, okay? Because when they go to abroad, when whatever they think they're going to do, like if they're going to run their mouth and beat, you know, it's like, who's that guy that reported, the NSA guy, the guy that went to, I forget his name, but he went to Moscow, and he don't know that if he talks bad about Moscow or he talks bad about Russia or Cuba or one of these countries, these guys won't put up with any of it. Okay, they won't even have you know, due process. They'll just put him in a jail and he'll disappear. And so it's a good place for him, because his everything he's angry about, the freedom that he doesn't realize he's going to places with no freedom, okay? And so when these guys leave the country, they really put themselves into a correction phase where they're going to have to behave. And at the end of the day, when somebody is, they're like a man without a country, okay? You really don't, when you leave your family, your friends, and everybody, and you have to stay away, you give up the most important thing. It's like being put in solitary confinement. In jail, they put people in solitary confinement, and these guys kill themselves, okay, because they need social interaction. Well, going abroad is, in a way, is solitary confinement, because you give up everything you love and become a new person. Now, and then they can't even brag about their in a lot of ways, criminals like to brag about their stuff, right? And they're going to brag with their trusted friends. And this is why they're going to get caught, is because they're going to talk about their criminal behavior, because they always need to be able to sit around and act like they're clever, and they did something clever that they got away with it. And that's always the problem with these guys, is they always like to have their little core group of people. And none of these guys are trustworthy, right? They always want to talk about what they're doing with a bunch of people that are not trustworthy. So it's kind of an interesting thing. But I really think the reason why I don't have any moral problem at all is because they're going to have to clean up. And if they get punished abroad, it's going to be a lot worse than in America. Because in America we have this due process. It's just, you know, they'll pick you up in another country just because you know what I get in trouble most? I take pictures. Taking a picture, the police will stop me, take me into the police station. They did it many, many places. They just stop you and it's like, why are you taking a picture? And next thing you know, you're trying to talk your way out of it. And it's really scary. And if I actually did something a little bit nefarious, I mean, I'm always laughing when the guys in Pattaya, I don't go to Pattaya, Thailand, but I get a little Google alerts that comes in, and the guys in Pattaya, they do so many things, and the Thai people, oh, they whack them side the head. These guys probably, you know, can you imagine ending up in a Thai jail? This is what movies are made up about, right? These guys want to go to a place where they could end up in a jail 5 times worse than America. Okay, so I have no problem helping you. You want to pay me $35 an hour? $50 for 1 hour, it's $110 or something for 3 hours. I would just love to help you. Now, I'm not gonna help you to get in trouble. I don't want you to get punished. I want you to just start over. And I do believe everybody needs forgiveness. And some people need it in a different way, right? Okay, Andy Graham.
We can pack up tomorrow.